Howdy folks, and welcome back to this reaction of Genlock. We're up to episode 4 of Genlock. Just grab the title real fast here. It's Training Days, Season 1, Episode 4. And I'm watching it on the Rooster Teeth site, which I recommend all of you folks, if you haven't seen it, please sign up for Rooster Teeth first and watch it there. That'd be really good. So we're going to watch this. I've turned on captioning on my local copy. Not sure if I'm going to include that. In fact, I don't think I will include it in the vinyl version that you guys see, but I'm going to have captioning on so that I can see things, because I've been missing some words here and there. People have been correcting me. Thank you very much for that. And apparently somebody is saying the Union, I forgot its full name, but it's not the European Union they're saying. It's got some other name, and I'm thinking back, and maybe I missed that, but I don't think it was in the show. Maybe it was. Maybe it wasn't like in the first episode and I completely missed it. But okay, so much for my theory. But here we go. Episode 4. 1, 2, 3. Is it 4? It's 4. Here we go. I heard a very interesting theory about the Union, that somebody was thinking the Union might be completely digital. I didn't read all of their, or hear all of their thoughts on it, but I just saw kind of the headline, where they don't actually have any land. They don't occupy any countries or anything like that. They exist in some sort of a digital realm. It's a fascinating thought. I don't know why they'd be conquering actual land, though, if that's the case. But okay. All right, Gray, what do you got for me? Right, what do you got for me this time?
It's a school day. Let's go.
So we're getting kind of the montage of them going through repetitive cycles and a lot of training. Got it. Okay. Oh, Cammy. These guys are training physically. Oh, they're demonstrating. Oh, got it. They were demonstrating fighting techniques. But why is Chase there? Because he would have already known those, right? Uh-oh. Oh, she's trying to get him to stop. Or is that he or she? Hard to tell from back.
You must protect your brain at all costs. You can repair any other damage, but it's not as though I'm making backup copies. One mind's all you have.
Again, so why not?
Be careful. Human nervous
and folks, I totally get that that's the way the show is set up. So don't give me comments saying, but that's the way it works in the show. I get that. I'm just saying, why does it work in that way? It could work a different way. It's a writing decision, I think, that I'm questioning, not a misunderstanding of how the show works. Okay, so you got a stamina, basically, or an energy level. Okay, so they're going to have a lot of adventures outside of their Genlock armor. They've got to. Or else why the armor, and why the physical training outside their suits?
Think of it as telepathy. Take Leon here. He was compatible, but just a bit too old. Hence, there's too much risk for him to join the program.
That's an interesting tidbit. Leon at some point is going to jump into a Genlock suit. Or a hold-on. You know he is. If he's just a bit too old, it's too risky. There's going to come a time. That's called the gun on the mantelpiece. She is not amused.
It was years, Chase. Years getting over you. Then years trying to finally get on with my life, but betraying
only been 4 years.
by even trying.
Wanted to try something again.
So where are they going to go with this relationship? I mean, they seemed like
I don't know.
Almost like,
I don't know what to think anymore.
You know, true love, soulmate sort of thing in the beginning, although we only saw them together very shortly, but it seemed that way.
Try one of those opening lines.
But her kind of healing her heart and moving on.
Something about the way I'm wired. I just want to be lower. It's like I'm having to run while wearing the world's highest high heels, and with the way this boxy armor throws, I could mod my kit.
Wow.
Not without authorization, and not without the software that I'm sending you right now.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
Don't mention it. He's just not right without these.
Wings?
I don't know if my legs have been this tight my entire life.
Since he was a pilot?
Siege 2?
No.
Siege 2 now, huh? Well, it was Siege 4 years ago,
You'd
I
rather
guess.
be bored than hang out online.
All right.
So how old is Cammy supposed to be? 16? 17? We're getting kind of a Ready Player One world here, I imagine. I know the folks at Rooster Teeth were fans of that movie.
Everything.
Yep. Avatars and everything.
You have a hijab?
You've shifted before? A few times now. Sometimes, not now. Perhaps
Is it
against
even
you.
easier to do that?
sense the
I mean, it's
pressure
not easy
coming on
now,
again in
but
a way I haven't in a long
has it
time.
become easier?
You'll never know.
Oh, what is taking Chase so long? You can make yourself look like anything you imagine.
And it's just
you
him.
Go with a hoodie.
What can I say?
Oh.
Gotta be me.
Yeah, just him.
Are we gaming or what?
We do this all day long.
Yeah.
Pirates? Fantasy warriors. Could go monster hunting.
Oh my God. Ruby.
Somebody pick something.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I have a sudden desire to hit the club.
What, am I not good?
I totally missed that. I thought Yaz was Spanish, but apparently she's Middle Eastern.
And Genlock 1 reports to Northwest Hangar for immediate loadup.
Oh,
Repeat,
hell.
interceptors ready.
Is that all of them, or is that
It's
just
showtime.
Chase?
We'll be dropping you in 10
Genlock
minutes
1.
of the Dallas data.
Aren't we fucked already?
Cammy, we have got to work on your cursing.
Why? I curse pretty well already.
Yeah.
Creep, they
So we
expand.
have confirmation, by
Data
the way.
center is hundreds of miles from Union territory.
Just dawned on me with the
Never
Ruby
seen them
thing.
extend their reach this
That
far in
either
one go.
that Ruby exists in this universe.
To edge into
Said
the
fantasy,
next
so
area and shove the polity and its
as fiction
sympathizers
in
out
this
with a
universe.
minimum of collateral damage.
Bit of
They
Inception,
want the
Rooster Teeth
infrastructure
Inception.
intact. Maybe
Do you
Time.
even listen?
Insufficient?
Did she make any mods? And are his mods going to be in place? They're really wedged in there.
Drop. We're coming in hot.
And very empty parking lots. I guess it is nighttime. No, no mods to her kit yet. At least I don't think so. He didn't seem to have wings either, Chase, so it doesn't look like they modified much. They put armor on him a bit. That's it. Yeah.
Turn on your camo. We're moving up to chase.
And on camo, huh? Basically just stealth. Makes him darker, I guess. That's not very camo. This camo is still pretty red. What happened? Oh, he got it. Okay. Okay. That just brought down a tower, which is probably not good. There goes the globe. Still rolling. Some heavy weaponry for them. What the heck was that? Oh, he threw it. Oh, okay. I thought a ship came in. No, he threw something at him. Okay.
Collateral damage.
All clear over here.
Okay, everyone.
Including the globe rolling by.
This is really weird.
Where are the... Oh, they're radio control or wire controlled.
Negative
droids.
contact. No life. No.
Either they sent a very small force to try to do this, to disrupt the ether here, or it's a trap. It's a trap. Yeah, what is this? It does kind of look like Holon size, doesn't it? I thought it was one of those big walkers that they fought in the first episode, but no. Oh, and that's nanotech field, I think, or something.
Chase, get
It's
her out of
entrapped her.
there.
Obviously, the gun's not going to work. Gotta do something else, Kenny. Oh, protect the brain. And they know it. Brain's still there. Just cut away from the body. Unless the brain's not kept. Oh, the brain might be kept in there. Oh, I think it is. Yeah, it's not in the head. Okay. That would make sense. You put it in the biggest part of the body, in the torso.
Seal up.
And this thing knew exactly where to go, what to do, where to go. So this is like their own version? The Union's own version of the Holon, I guess? Come on. Multiples of them should be able to take this thing out. Come on. This looks like the only one they have. I mean, you would think if they were trying to take out the Holons, the Genlock program, by fighting them in the field, they would send all of these if they had, so they must just have one. Right now. Whoever's in here is a really good fighter. This guns do not seem to be doing anything to these guys. I wonder why they're even still trying to fire them. Or to this guy, I mean. That gun might do something. Yeah, it definitely at least knocked it back. Oh. Didn't it? I have to watch that again. Did it look like it could see out of both sides? Like it had a face on both sides? No.
Mine sure worked.
Wait, you've never done this before? Not with Chase?
Handle command, data center. What the hell was that anyhow?
Their version of it. Pretty clearly. Yeah, that's the end of the episode. Okay, so let this run. They've got a version, Union's got a version of it. Why did they send I'm gonna call him Blaine's character still, why did they send in Blaine's character to steal a Holon if the one they had seemed superior? I mean, multiple of the Genlock Holons were trying to stop it and weren't stopping it. Maybe just to look for more weaknesses or something? I don't know. I'm going to pause that right there. That's the only thing I can think of why he would steal it, or try to steal the tech, was to look for more weaknesses, or to look for weaknesses. Because they seem to have working tech, unless that what we just saw wasn't a Genlock kind of Holon, where the brain is uploaded sort of thing. Maybe it's actually a guy in a suit. Maybe. I suppose that's possible. And we don't know. That's a question we don't have the answer to. Hopefully we will get more answers from the Union side. I want to see something from the Union side. I don't know about you guys, but I kind of want to see their generals or their pilots or their fighters, and a little bit from their perspective. We get that in every good show I can think of shows you at least some of the perspective of the antagonists, of the bad guys. I would kind of like to see that at this point. We're 4 episodes in. I don't imagine there's too many more episodes this season. I don't remember the exact episode count, but if it's typical Rooster Teeth, it's anywhere from 8 to 14 or 15 tops, right? So we're 4 in. I'd like to see something from their side. I'd like to know what their motivation is. I'd like to know who's in charge. I'd like to see a little bit of their hierarchy and how things work on their side. So that's the next want I have and the wish I have from Rooster Teeth is if they could give us that, and I'm sure they will at some point. I'm just hoping it's sooner rather than later. So we get some team building, a lot of desire to be with somebody, to be somewhere else from some team members. We're spending too much time together, but they still have to build their team and their teamwork and get working better as a unit. A lot of good Cammy stuff this episode. I like that. She's definitely the comic relief. I'm interested to see what she does with the program that she was given for modding her kit, as she says. I'd like to see what they're giving Chase. I'm guessing wings, because in the opening we see one of them flying around. I think that might be Chase. He was a pilot flying jet aircraft, jet fighters, or fighters, I guess. You wouldn't call them necessarily jet fighters. They were just fighters of some type of propulsion that can shoot them across the North American continent in a matter of a minute or less. So I'm sure it's wings. We get some interesting development on not Yaz, the one that I thought was Russian and somebody's telling me is Romanian, where we find out that she is kind of gender fluid, he, at various points, gender fluid. Just kind of changes their, just like somebody might change a haircut, I guess, almost. I don't want to kind of belittle it, but that sounded like almost, it was almost like that. It was like she's thinking about becoming male again. I know that it's a big deal, but it almost seemed like they're portraying it here like it isn't a big deal. Like people can do it at will. Which I don't want to get controversial, but I'm wondering how the LGBTQ community would respond to that, because that almost does kind of lessen the significance and definitive nature that a lot of transgender folks have. I'm probably all of them have about what gender they believe they really are. I don't think a lot of them think that they're gender fluid, but maybe there are gender fluid people out there that I don't know enough about that. I'm sorry. That's an interesting development. So we'll have to see where that goes, if it even goes anywhere. The ether is pretty cool. Definitely Ready Player One-ish. The Ruby reference was hilarious. At first, I saw. Who did I see? I was looking in the middle of the screen. I'm gonna come back to that scene here. On my screen. I don't know if I'll try to bring it up for you guys too if I remember. When it first popped in, it was Sun. In the middle, I was looking at I was first looking at the costume that he was wearing, and thought, "Oh, that looks a lot like Sun." And then he turned, and there was a tail, and I went, "Wait!" And then I turned to the left, and I saw Ren, and I turned to the further to the left, and I saw Blake, and then on the far right, I saw Jean. And then, of course, Cammy is a little Ruby bunny, which is just hilarious. But yeah, that makes it canon, doesn't it? That Ruby existed as a fictional show, as a show in the Genlock universe. So the implication here, I guess, is that the Genlock universe is our universe in the distant future, or in the future. We know what year it was given to us, but in the future. That's kind of cool. I like that. And their outfits look pretty cool too. Just noticing, I'm just looking at them in more detail. Especially the Blake outfit. That looks really nice. Anyway, very cool stuff. A lot more development, a lot more training. I'm glad we got a training as a montage this time, as opposed to spending a lot of time on it. And I talked about the gun on the mantelpiece. The gun on the mantelpiece, if you're not familiar with that, it's kind of an old axiom of storytelling or writing. And I don't remember exactly how it goes, but basically if there was a gun on the mantelpiece in act something, it's an early act in a play, then it better be used by act something or other later in the play. So it's just a reference that you put props and foreshadows and things in early in a story, and then you use them later. So that the mention that one Strider pilot, that he was too old to enter the program because there'd be too much danger in it. As soon as that was mentioned, I'm like, yeah, that's the gun on the mantelpiece, man. There is going to be a time when they need somebody to enter a Genlock, and he's gonna do it, and it's either gonna damage him, he's gonna sacrifice his life doing it, or something. But anyway, guys, this is some cool stuff. I appreciate you guys watching with me, and let me know if I missed anything really important. I had the captioning on and tried to read as much. I found myself reading more than I was watching, which I don't like to do. That's why I don't like watching with captions. I tend to look down at the text instead of actually looking and listening. But I tried. So let me know if I missed anything important. Let me know what your thoughts are on some of the things I was talking about. Let me know how you reacted to the Ruby reference, and if you think that means it's canon, that it existed in this universe. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you next time. Bye-bye.